Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Both teams trying to avoid being. We start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these.
I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Back to the ground, this time with Bell. 4 yards the pickup, first down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They'll run on first down. It's Cannon, and he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
They'll try the air now with Newton. A screen to Bell. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down.
And that's all about recognition right there, because he's got to go from pass rush mode to pursuit mode, what defensive line coaches like to call retracing. And he's able to retreat and make the tackle for just a short gain.
Here's Newton. He finds Corey Davis. Room here to run. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. They're able to convert a 1st and goal. From up here in the booth, looked like he started to make his cut into the middle of the field right as that ball was being released. That's how you draw it up.
Exactly how you draw it up, but you don't often get that result because that means absolute confidence from both the receiver and the quarterback to know both will be in the spot they're supposed to be.
Now Bell. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
On 2nd and goal, Newton. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Tyler Eifert there to make the grab. And the Jets take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Gonzalez able to tackle on the PAT. And that makes our score 17-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at the 40. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And just Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Allen. Complete to the running back, Matt Breida. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A gain there of 30 big ones. Here's Allen on 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
3rd quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Going to throw. He wants it all for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Delano Hill. And he will bring this all the way up to the 30-yard line. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll run with Cannon. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 2nd down, this is Cannon. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Pass incomplete.
Well, listen, when you've got the lead, there's absolutely no sense trying to fit a ball in where you shouldn't. You can see the coaching in his head taking place on that play because he saw he had a receiver in the area, and he just put it well over his head out of harm's way.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. On the handoff, this is Cannon. About 3 yards there to the 27.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Off play action. Newton. Out to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the 1st.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid 1st down.
Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to, says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. On 3rd down, here's Cannon. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. 92 yards rushing for him now as he has been a central figure in trying to get his guys to the 2nd round. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman, and he is in. Touchdown, New York. Tevin Coleman taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Jets continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Gonzalez good on the extra point. The lead is now 24. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. From his end zone, Isaiah McKenzie. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw, it's Allen. Flush to his right. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Play action. Now it's Allen. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. A leap, and he's got it. He got it. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. Allen to throw once more. Eluding the pressure right. Going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off by Bryce Hall. There he goes right side. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown. Gonzalez now to add the extra point. He just yanked that one well to the left and no good. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And at this point, maybe you say, it was a good effort really just to make the playoffs. They couldn't win their division, but did earn a wild card berth. It does appear, however, he's got a man all the way home for a Bill Bills touchdown. Emmanuel Sanders, 75 yards. And the Bills are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. Well, look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division, but they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game, a message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
From the 6. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And you'd have to say they have done what they set out to do in this wild card round. It won't get easier from here, of course, but they'll certainly have some momentum built up for when they hit the road in the division. Thrown across his... Teron Johnson able to pick it. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. He exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
And he'll just get rid of it.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
On 2nd and 10, Allen, he'll rifle this one deep right side. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Looking for Sanders here on the deep ball. And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's 4th down. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Now Allen, got to have this one. Uncorks one for Davis. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Jets are going to get the football back. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Newton's going to throw it. And this all incomplete. He tried to check it down to his running back and nearly had the ball picked.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
It really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. To throw is Newton. Staying on his feet. And he wisely will throw that one away.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
Then with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They snap it to Newton. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jets try it, but the fourth down play doesn't work. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. Allen now on first down. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Boy, not deterred from those first two failed attempts. They're going to go a third time here on fourth down. One final try here for Allen. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position. From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Throwing here, Newton. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. To try again after the sack. Newton, he's going to wind up and air it out. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. And a disappointing way to close out the season. He got into the playoffs but couldn't really make any noise.
Still a good season. Some might call it a great season when they get away from it a little bit. But they also will all look at their own errors, their own mistakes, and wonder how they could have